So, to observe implies, first, let's look at it as it's generally understood. To observe a tree, I name it,
Yes.
I like it or don't like it, and so on, so on. But we mean by observation, seeing, is to listen first and not make an abstraction of it into an idea, and then the idea sees.
Quite.
I wonder.
Yes.
Say, for instance, one said a little earlier that psychologically there is no time. Psychological time is the invention of thought and may be an illusion. Now, to listen to that without interpreting it, what do you mean by it? Rationalizing or saying I don't understand, I do understand. Just to listen to that statement and not make an idea of it, but just to listen. As one listens that way, in the same way, observe, see. What do you say, sir?
I want to ask you, what are you trying to tell us?
I'm trying to say, sir, that truth cannot possibly be perceived, seen, through time.
Right.
Wait a minute, you can't agree.
Not agree, I see it. That is why I was waiting to ask you, what are you trying to say?
I'm trying to say that. I'm not trying, I'm saying.
Yes, right. What you want to say.
Sorry. I'm saying that man, through comparison with the outer world, has created a psychological time as a means of achieving a desired, rewarding end.
Agreed.
No. Do you see that as a fact?
Sir,
A fact in the sense it's so.
is the facility of the mind that sees that the same facility that sees truth?
Look, Scott, first you listen, don't you, to that statement?
Yes.
How do you listen to that statement?
Well, at first I just listen.
You listen. Do you make an idea of it?
Well, often later, yes.
And no,
But
it's a simultaneous process going on. You listen and you get an idea of it. And the idea is not the actual observation. That's all
Right.
I'm saying.
But if there is that,
No, this is from Greeks and the Hindu. This is all our whole structure is based on ideas. And we are saying the idea is not the actual happening, which is the actual listening.
The idea is just a picture of the actual listening.
Yeah, which is an evasion,
Yes.
an avoidance of actual observation.
Of the immediate fact.
Yes, looking or listening.
then there may be something which we are evading constantly.
Yes.
I would like to suggest that as we've been talking about thought and the various things which it has devised in order to create some kind of freedom or liberation or salvation or redemption, that there may be some driving factor which is part of thought, or there may be a driving factor which accounts for this, which may be sorrow.
Yes, sir. Escape from pain through reward.
This seems to apply to the most sophisticated and the more primitive civilizations, all of them.
Obviously. Because all our thinking is based on these two principles, reward and punishment. Our reward is enlightenment, God, nirvana, or whatever you like to call it. Away from anxiety, guilt, all the pain of existence, all the misery of it all.
Is it not possible to be free from the idea of reward or punishment?
That's what I'm saying. As long as our minds are thinking in terms of reward and punishment, that is time.
Yes. And how is it that our minds think that way?
Because we are educated that way.
Yes, true
We are
enough.
conditioned from childhood.
And
From the time of the Greeks in the West.
Yes.
Because their measurement was important.
Yes.
Otherwise you couldn't have got all this technological knowledge.
Yes. And would you say that this is due to the fact that we are tied to the idea of a separate me, a separate I?
Yes,
Supposing
sir.
one were to be, supposing one sees, hears, touches, etc., all in terms of a wholeness, an awareness of wholeness.
You can't be aware of the wholeness unless you have understood, not you, sir, I'm just saying, unless one has understood the movement of thought.
Movement of thought.
Because
Which means-
thought is in itself limited.
Yes, of course. Which means the intrusion of the self-consciousness as a separate something.
Yes.
Otherwise it wouldn't be there.
Sir, how did this self-separative consciousness come into being?
Conditioning in the first instance.
It's
and
so
naming.
obvious.
I, you, he.
Of course, measurement.
Measurement, exactly. And that analogically inevitably gets transferred to the realm of the psyche, to the realm of the
Of course,
mind,
of course, of
or
course.
whatever it is.
So we come to this point. You make a statement that psychological time has been used by man as a means of achieving his reward,
Yes, that is so.
which is obvious. And that reward is away from the pain which he has had. So we are saying this search for reward or the achievement of the reward is a movement of time. And is there such a thing at all? We have invented it.
True.
It may be illusion. And from this illusion, I can't go to reality. I mean, to truth. So mind must be totally, completely free of this movement of measurement. Is that possible?
As a short answer, I would simply say yes.
Yes, either you say yes as a logical conclusion or a
As something
speculative
experienced.
assertion
Yes.
or a desired concept, or it is so.
Yes, and of courseness
Ah.
is there.
Huh?
If there is a sense of courseness, of course it is so,
Ah,
then there is
And
no
I can
logical
assume
conclusion.
it is so, but I go on my rest of my life moving the other direction.
If one really sees,
That's what we are saying.
then one doesn't go in the other direction.
So that's what we are saying. Do we see it? Or is it we think we see?